Welcome to the Board of Damocles. I'm your host, Jim Buchanan, and I'm going to do an unboxing of Vital Lacerda and Ian O'Toole's Weather Machine from Eagle Gryphon Games. And this is one of their big deluxe Kickstarters that they did. It was one of those instant back items, for me at least, and just got it yesterday through FedEx or whatever from Fred Shipping. So, yeah, I'm really excited about getting this one open, so yeah, let's get to it. So in Weather Machine, you are playing a scientist who's trying to increase the size of your laboratory, get chemicals and build new locations and build bots and all sorts of stuff to compete against or to work against Professor Latif's Weather Machine. You're trying to win a Nobel Prize, you're trying to publish papers, and it's kind of an academic sort of game, right? It's a researcher PhD kind of a thing. So it looks pretty cool, but you specialize in some type of extreme weather, and that's what you're trying to do, is limit the Weather Machine's ability to disrupt stuff, right? So anyway, this is a Vital Lacerda Ian O'Toole thing. It is again from Eagle Gryphon Games. The English rules writing was Paul Grogan and Vital Lacerda. Paul Grogan, from an editing and everything else standpoint, is fantastic. He does do a how to play, and I have not watched it yet, but I'm sure it's wonderful. It usually is. Not to say that I won't still do one of my own, right? That's kind of the way these things usually go. But so there you go. Inside here, we're going to see a big giant game board. We're going to see some multi-layer player boards. We're gonna see all the same stuff that we usually see from a Vital Lacerda game. 2 to 4 players, ages 14 plus, probably a very high level of complexity, and that's okay because that's why I come to these. Follow-on actions and things like that, right? 60 to 150 minutes. Yeah, first play on this one's going to be pretty big. So I did get, the Eagle Gryphon Big Deluxe version. I don't think there was a choice between that, but I did get, I got these, which are the metal machine parts, because, why wouldn't you, right? So anyway, let's crack this thing open and see what it looks like on the inside, right? Okay. It is that same, it's that same style of box with kind of the little finger cutout so you can pull it up and all of that you normally see from Eagle Gryphon. And all of these big Vital Lacerda games, Venus and Escape Plan and Lisboa and On Mars. Yeah, all of them. Gallerist, you name it. It's all the really, really great games out there. But yeah, even some of other Eagle Gryphon's other games are like that too. So, okay, throwing that over there. Yeah, so looking at this, that looks fantastic. It really does. So, okay, let's flip it over, take a look. Of the games that Ian O'Toole and Vital Lacerda have done together, and I didn't mention Kanban EV, which is phenomenal. This is not my favorite cover. I don't know what my favorite cover is. This isn't one of them. This almost has kind of a, I don't know, if you ever read the old Hard Boiled series from Frank Miller, was it Jeff Darrow that did the art? It's maybe not as grimy as that and as detailed or whatever, but it has a good look to it. It's not that. It's just it's just a little different. It's a little less graphic, I guess, graphic design heavy. Where it's really implied shape and that kind of stuff. So anyway. Love that. So this looks cool too, though. I'm good with it. So obviously, first time I've opened that. Hey, $5 off. Should keep that because I'm sure I'll do something. Okay, rulebook, and I'll bet this is just like every other rulebook that they've done, where they've got side panels and that kind of thing. And I say that knowing that I've already looked at it, not this in hand, but the PDF. So Here's all your stuff. Yep, and you've got the side panels telling you good information, examples. Just, I'm sorry, but this is the way that you lay rulebooks out. This is the way you do it. I love the way they approach rulebooks in all of his games. Lately, especially, they've been great. I feel like On Mars was exceptionally good. I'm sure this one is too. The bits that I've read of it are exceptionally clear and good. And how you do things is just, it's laid out. Extend the workshop, construct a bot, take initiative. I mean, it's all right there. This is really good. We won't dig too much into that now, but there you go. Holy moly. Hey, this is something that I've never seen from one of the Vital Lacerda games, and that is an insert guide. Yeah, take a look at that. This is where all your stuff goes. How wonderful. This is great. Could have used this for Rococo, which is not a Vital Lacerda Ian O'Toole thing. It is an Ian O'Toole thing, but not a Vital Lacerda thing. It's a great game, though, and I really like that one. And yes, Michael Menzel did the first edition, but I'm talking about the second edition, the one that I've played a ton, because it seems like every time we have 5 players, that's what we play. All right, back to this game. Okay, this is awesome. We will set that to the side. Okay, player aids, there you are. Small, but that's okay. Location actions, that kind of thing. This is good. Gold tiles. Hey, that's wonderful. You've got, looks like you've got 4 of these. Enough for everyone. That's wonderful. The Saboteurs. Solitaire rules by the greatest solo rule maker alive today, David Turchi, who did solo stuff for Anachrony and a whole host of other games, including Kanban EV, which kicks my butt, but it's still really good. So awesome. That is very exciting. This is the upgrade pack and tells you what the contents of that upgrade pack are, which gives you the Solitaire and Stretch Goal rulebook. Okay, cool. 2 Saboteurs, 20 security report cards, 12 Solitaire challenge cards, priority board and hideout board, 10 supply cards, 3 in-game goal tiles, 12 player discs, 6 private objective cards, and 6 funding goal cards. Cool. All right. And as always, super thick, wonderful tiles. Love it. I mean, they are, yeah, they're always like this. This is the way they go, right? This is what they do. I love it. But this is punchboard 4 of 4. So let's go ahead and knock those out real quick, because we are going to punch these and put it into the insert here as we go. I'll speed some of this up, you know, when I get to punching out more, probably. That was only 3. I'm sure there's one down here, and I'm just haven't gotten to it yet. It probably has a whole bunch of resources. And it may even have these, in which case I probably won't punch those out. Yeah, anyway. Now, do I keep it or toss it? I'm going to keep it for now, because I love the way that fits. So, anyway, okay. Yeah. Yeah, those are not going to be punched. Okay, so these look like they are the player mats. From a look and feel, there's a whole lot of like brown town going on there, but that's okay. I actually think this is probably going to work out well. It looks good. I think with the colors that you have in the game, I think this is going to work really well. This is really good. I like it. And it is definitely dual layer. If you want to look here, you can kind of see that, you know, a lot of recessed spaces here. It looks like you've probably got some tracks here that you're going to be moving up with these cylinders. Yeah, and there's lots of different little cutouts where things will stay in their place. And you've got, well, those aren't going to go there, but there's those punch outs there are probably going to go in here. Cool. All right. That looks good. Okay, let's move those off to the side too. Come on back. All right, so we've got another punch board, and another punch board, and another punch board. Okay, somebody couldn't count. That thing said 4 of 4. I punched out 3, and this says 1 of 4. This says 2 of 4, and that says 3 of 4. I punched out 3, but it's because of the 2 extra boards from the Saboteur expansion. Because this is what you get on the regular. So I take it back. Somebody can count. It's just not me. So, yeah. Anyway. Back to this. And yeah, I'm not going to punch out the machine parts unless I have to. I'll look in the rule book and check. Give me a minute. Yeah, I don't have to. Not going to. Okay. I don't think you need me to say this, but I'm going to anyway. Recycle these things, right? I mean, it's a good idea, right? If you have the ability to do that, yeah, throw them in there. I will throw all of those machine parts that are unpunched in my recycle bin. I encourage you to do the same. Well, cool. These are obviously the different types of weather. You've got 3 of those, 3 of the wind, 3 of the super sun and drought, 3 of all the rain and all the cold. Yeah, so very cool. Oddly enough, there's 5 of those, and it kind of lines up with the 5 colors of the weather machine parts. So I'm guessing that's where those come in. Cool. All right. So let's see how all this stuff's supposed to go back in there in a minute. But before we do, let's push all this off to the side and make a giant mess that some of you are probably freaking out. And you're like, he's like Eric Martin. He's just going to dump it. No, I'm not. Now, it was nicely pushed. Didn't just scoop it all in there. So don't worry. It'll be okay. I promise. And like many of his games, it's got what I think is one of the best things. It's got that cover so stuff doesn't go just flying around. And it's got little trays that you can put in different places to hand to people or spread out so that everybody's got access to the resources they need. That's pretty cool. I like that. There's a lot of wooden stuff in there. That's neat. This is going to be so much fun. I'm going to play this at BGG. I don't know if I'm going to play my copy or if I'm going to play one in the hot games area. Not sure I really care. And it may be just 2 of us playing it. Then again, we might have others. I don't know. Not sure yet. We'll see. But definitely come check it out. If you see this video before BGG and you want to play it and you see me with a little thing, players wanted, up there, you're certainly welcome to stop by and tell me that my videos suck. Or that you like them. That's cool too. Doesn't matter. All right, appreciate it. Okay, let's take a look at the board. Okay, it is one of those big, giant, super fold-out boards, which I like. And it is double-sided, so I'm guessing one side is kind of that solo player, maybe. Nope, it is just Vital and Ian. Very cool without some of the gameplay stuff over on top of it. That's pretty neat. I like that. That looks awesome. That looks really fantastic, actually. So let's push this out of the way there. That's very busy, right? Looking from up there to this, and maybe I'll give it a little bit of extra space so that it's not quite so bad. I should move more stuff off to the side. I think that's better. Okay. So looking at it, wow. That is it is a very busy board. All right, it does not have a lot of space for your eye to rest. But I love it because there are very clear sections, though, in the way that the board, the colors are done, the way that the shapes are done. There are very clear sections of the board where actions or where things are going to happen. That I'm sure of. So I think that's pretty good. That's great. Okay. I like the way this looks a lot. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do about looking at all those wooden pieces, right? Okay. That's stuck. There it goes. Okay, like I said, a bunch of wooden pieces, all bagged. Some good looking stuff there. That is I don't know if that's a first player token. I think it might be, because it looks very similar to this one. Except that it's got a Lacerda and Ian O'Toole like signature in the back, and it weighs like 1.5 pounds. It's awesome. I gotta say, I love that. I wonder if it fits in that space. And if it does, do I keep both? I will keep both, but the question is do I put one underneath the box and it just lives there, you know, not to see the light of day. But, you know. Yeah, the wooden one's going back in here. Okay. All right, cool. Well, let's see what all we've got here, like what all the things are, okay, that we're looking at. Let's break out the components here to talk about them. We looked at the game board. We looked at the 4 laboratories, 1 per player. We saw the rule book and the player aids. We have not seen the scientist meeples. They look funny. Let's see where those are. That's similar, but not one. All right, so you've got scientist meeples in each color. It looks like we've got purple, kind of a gray, yellow, black, and orange. I believe the kind of grayish color is Lateef and his assistants. So yeah, it is. So this one is not one of those scientists. These are the 4 player colors that you've got. Like I said, black, purple, yellow, and orange. One thing they are always, Eagle Griffin, Ian O'Toole, Lacerda are very conscious of is that colorblind. They're aware of people that have issues with that, and because a lot of their games have the same shapes in their parts and pieces, and have the same graphics on them too, there's not a good way to distinguish them. So they use specific colors that some people find, oh my gosh, those are so bright and they're crazy and whatever. It's true, they are, but they do it on purpose, and I appreciate that. I'm not colorblind. I don't have any issues with it, but it is good. I'm glad they do, because I have some friends that are, and they have difficulty if we don't have variations. So they're able to tell what they are. I think that's good. Okay, so in these, we've got a whole bunch of bots. We've got 12 per player. We've got 1 scientist per player in those. There's also some scoring markers. They're kind of little squares in each of the colors, and in each of the colors there are these cylinders as well. These cylinders, there are some that are breakthrough markers, and there are some that are going to be voucher markers. The voucher markers are these slightly squatter, bigger ones, and these that have the screen print of the kind of the storm, if you will, are the breakthrough markers. You've also got, and those are in each color, you've also got initiative and turn order markers, and those are more like some of these. The turn order markers are these big kind of hexagonal shaped ones, and the smaller ones are the initiative ones. And so you've got, you know, in the 4 different player colors. I don't know why they combined purple and gray together and yellow and orange together, but they did. It's cool. All right. You've also got some of these locks and things, but these look like they probably go to that expansion as well. So in the board also you're going to have, or in the box, you're going to have some chemicals, and they are, there's kind of a white with the skull and crossbones. There's radioactive chemicals with the green. You've got brown, blue, and biohazard blue, and you've got some red ones that are flammable. So, and you've got these funding markers, which look like ribbons. Okay, so come up there. Again, the Nobel Prize, which is that bad boy right there. Okay, and you've got the 12 award tokens, and I lied. These are the 5 lock tokens, and there's also citation tokens as well. The smaller square ones actually are right here that I was talking about earlier. These are the scoring markers. They're tiny. I'll break those out in a minute. But yeah, a lot of stuff here. A lot. You've got government research. You've got lab research boards as well. I mentioned the machine parts. You've got some goal tiles, which we looked at, we punched out. You've got some subsidy tiles and some investment tiles as well. The investment tiles are those first ones we punched out that you know, that I looked at, that are kind of the very hard ones. They look like they've got kind of a stock market chart on them, which makes it really easy actually to understand what that is. So that's a really well designed one. Yeah, and you've got, yeah, we've got some other ones on there. The gold tiles and subsidies, that's not a problem at all. The workshop tiles, those are these that look like they have rooms on them, oddly enough, right? So those are good. And you've got experiment tiles. Those are the slightly larger ones. I mentioned the extreme weather tiles, those larger ones, but the slightly larger ones like this are the experiment tiles. There's 5 each in 3 different stages, so that's cool. All right. Yeah, so that's what's in it. And then, you know, this and the other 2 that I punched out, the boards that I punched out there, those are for that Saboteur and Solo kind of expansion there. So yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff here. And on top of that, we've got some cards. Okay, so that's, yeah, that's pretty awesome. These look like they are probably cards for that same Solo and Saboteur expansion there. So, all right, cool. Well, let's, I'll edit this down, and maybe we can, and I'll put them all away using the handy dandy chart here, and speed it up so you don't have to watch me in real time, because that would make this like a 35-40 minute longer video probably. This is not something I'm fast at. So, cool. All right. Wonder what I do with the blue ones. We'll see. Okay, so that looks like everything in the box except for, say, this, which I can probably should check, make sure. Nope, nothing is under there. See if we can put that on and set okay. All right. Seems like it's maybe not okay. You know what? We'll stick it right there. It'll ride right under these. Same as those spare parts. Those would go right here, right on top of that. Just like it shows in the book here. All right. What about this? It's going to go on top. Okay, that all fits there. That does not fit perfectly there, so it won't go there. That's fine. But this does. Great. Okay. See what I mean? That is Weather Machine. Back in the box. No lid lift. And sounds good. Okay. That is an unboxing of Weather Machine and kind of a sorting and everything else. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. Hopefully I sped it up in the right parts and slowed it down in the right parts and gave you information that was useful to you. If you liked the video, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, be notified when I post a new one. Again, I don't post a lot, 1 to 3 a month probably. This might be an exceptional month, we'll see, with the different games that I've gotten through Kickstarter and others, and some other things that I've gotten to. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, again, hit those buttons, and thank you very much for watching.